As tragic as this might be, this fool got himself killed. And that's just the fact of the matter. What's up? It's your boy Central. I'm coming back at you with another news video. And we're looking at a robbery gone awry. And this young man, this misguided young man, cost himself his own life, putting himself in this precarious situation. In the act of committing a crime, he got his life taken away from him. But he deserved this. He earned all of those 9 bullets. Harsh thing to say, sure. But when you break the rules of society, and all of them aren't fair and equal, but you take from other people without being willing to work for stuff yourself, you deserve having something taken from you, whether that be your freedom. In this case, it ended up being his life. Now, I don't advocate for all vigilantism in society, but I do believe, especially you have the right to defend yourself, but acting outside of the purview of the law. Looking at American history, yes, I agree with that. And this guy, he was just trying to defend himself and in turn the other customers. But it was ironic that he was pissed when he found out that it was a plastic gun. I think he was just incensed and thinking like, this is what made me shoot you and I didn't even have to do that. He was disgusted that the young man would take his own life so lightly, putting himself in such a precarious situation. And when he came in, caught everybody off guard, but the guy was fumbling the whole time, even from the beginning, with something. And we know at this time now that he was trying to prepare his weapon. And the guy didn't even do his part in scouting. If you're gonna commit a crime, you better make damn sure you're airtight on security, your own personal security, and just surveying your surroundings, making sure if there are variables such as people. You don't know, they're the unknown variable. You don't know what they're holding, what they're packing, how prepared they are, if they're military personnel or not. So many different factors you have to take into consideration. And obviously he didn't. He took those things for granted, and in turn he was taking his life for granted, quite literally. But it's sad seeing the mother cry on national TV and pleading, begging that for an answer from this guy who we still don't know. And he's not going to be charged most likely because what did he do that was wrong? He defended himself. There was one thing that might have been gratuitous. We'll get to that later. But nobody's going to feel sympathy for this guy, especially then coming out with his past, that he was someone who cost someone, not directly, but indirectly, but directly by being there and being a part of that circumstance that caused that situation. That cost another owner of another establishment his life. Someone else took his life, but he was there and he was, involved in committing that crime. So don't feel sorry for this guy at all. This is showing a track record. People are like, oh, well, he didn't deserve it. He was just down on, hard. He was down on his luck and hard pressed to find. No, this is a habitual path of making bad choices, and you are your habits. He, been having this kind of mindset, operating this kind of mentality, this kind of style of living, operating with this kind of reckless lifestyle, and he reaped what he sowed. Man, it's sad, of course, that this is cyclical, and I just had to look at one thing, and it's just sad. And it's sad to say this, but his mom and him didn't have the same last name, which means he's probably coming from a single parent household, one where the mom didn't marry the father, and these are exactly the type of kids that we were talking about, left to fend for themselves left to be corrected and disciplined by the world. When you don't have a father there to protect you and raise you and teach you how to be a man, you learn from somewhere. You learn from the streets, like I believe this young man did. You learn from your peers who might just be in the same situation that you are, helpless and vulnerable to whoever comes along and makes the strongest impression on you. But that matters. Fathers matter. And just this lack of guidance that caused this guy to choose the wrong path, commit to it. And, you know, his mom said he was trying to get his life right and everything, but just didn't make it in time. He quite literally ran out of time, and he punched that clock himself, but someone here or there, or, you know, just having a mentor in his life, that could have made all the difference, but, you know, we'll never know now. This guy, you know, he's 30. At some point, you got to look yourself in the mirror, want to do better, want to be better, and just learn from your fucking mistakes. But he'd already been hardened. He'd already been, you know, callous at this point. He could have changed at some point, but you already spent 30 years living like this. We're not owed time. Every man's clock, every woman's clock runs out at some point. And you never know, especially if you put yourself in precarious situations, when that time might come for you. So, he was an amateur at this. I'm not saying, you know, like, try to teach anybody, but if you're gonna do something, do it right. But yeah, he got caught slipping. So he's walking out thinking that he's made it, guard completely down, ready to, you know, enjoy his supposed spoils that he's, you know, robbed these other people of. And right when he's least expecting it, he gets shot in the back 4 times. Then the guy goes up to him, walks up to him and shoots him 4 more times. And then he shoots him in the head, which is like, he's already most likely going to expire there because he's bleeding out and dealing with grievous injuries to probably his organs and, you know, just the blood loss alone. But he finishes the job. And he takes a sip from his mug and throws it at the guy, just like disgusted, like with that human being. Because, yeah, we don't know that. Because when he shot him, we didn't know that was a fake gun. But like someone else said in another video, if you go in there under the pretense, basically with a gun, something that looks real, even if it is a toy, you are putting yourself in harm's way. We're gonna operate under the guise that, hey, this is a weapon, this is a live weapon, you're dangerous, this is a dangerous situation. And it's like yelling out fire or putting a fire alarm, and there's no emergency, but it looks to be one. You're gonna be arrested under those pretenses. So nobody to blame but himself. It's funny. We may not ever know the identity of the guy because he made his way out of there and went home or went out of state or wherever he fled to. But this guy is hailed as a hero. And, you know, hindsight 2020 in that moment, yeah, definitely he was too. But I think even he would, you know, he didn't want to take a life needlessly, but he was, you know, angered, disgusted, frustrated by the situation as well, and by that young man. So, hey man, you live and you learn. Unfortunately for him, there'll be no chance to do that. But those of us that are witnessing this, and especially those close to him, can learn valuable lessons from the mistakes this young man made. Holla.
Like, comment, share, and subscribe if you like.
Thanks for watching. Check me out at Centron Anime, Centron Life, or Centron Laughs, or other social media. Bye.